He called him a fraud, a fake Muslim, said real men don't hide behind religion in a fight. It wasn't trash talk, it was personal. The cameras caught it, the audience cheered. But Muhammad Ali didn't flinch, didn't fire back. He just smiled, like he knew something the rest of the world didn't. Everyone expected a knockout. Instead, what happened in round 9 made the whole arena go silent. Because Ali didn't destroy him. He did something no one saw coming, and it changed the man forever. The gym reeked of sweat and disinfectant, the kind that seeps into the concrete and never leaves. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, casting a sickly flicker across the canvas mat. Ali moved like smoke, sharp and sudden, each jab slicing the air with a sound that didn't just slap, it snapped. Leather met leather with mechanical rhythm, gloves kissing pads like arguments being settled one syllable at a time. "Move your feet, champ. Don't let that rib lock you down." Angelo's voice cracked through the room like a whip. Ali didn't answer. His eyes stayed locked on his reflection, a flickering ghost in the cracked mirror. He wasn't watching his form. He was watching his face, checking the stillness behind his stare, asking it quietly, "Are you in control or just holding on?" The bruise under his ribs pulsed like a second heartbeat, left over from the jungle, left over from Foreman, left over from everything he didn't say out loud. Every breath pulled at it, every twist reminded him this body, for all its legacy, was still flesh. A thin shadow hovered at the door. A kid, skinny, knees like hinges, nervously chewing his nails, stepped inside. Nobody stopped him. He carried something in his fist. Ali paused. "You here to fight or ask for an autograph?" The kid blushed hard, walked up and handed him a folded paper. His fingers trembled. Ali took it. Inside, crooked letters on wrinkled notebook paper. "He's wrong. Don't let him change you. You're who I believe." He looked down at the boy, then crouched to his level. "What's your name?" "Kevon," the kid whispered. Ali nodded, tucked the paper into the wrap beneath his glove. "Then I won't change. Not for Reggie. Not for nobody." Outside the ring, a TV on mute played footage of Reggie Brody's press tour. His lips moved, his hands chopped the air like weapons. Angelo grabbed the remote, clicked the sound on just in time for one sentence. "I bow to no man, especially not to a man who bows 5 times a day, to a God who won't save him." Ali didn't move, just blinked once. Angelo turned the sound off. "He's throwing matches before the bell rings, hoping you swing wild. Don't give him what he wants." "He doesn't want to swing," Ali murmured. "He wants a reaction." The room went silent for a long beat. Then Ali walked to the corner, untaped one glove, and rolled something from his pocket. A small brown bead bracelet, the kind they sell outside mosques, the kind worn by men who speak less than they mean. He slid it over his wrist and tightened the wrap over it. An assistant stepped in with a message. Vegas call. Reggie's camp had booked him 3 more appearances, one of them on a talk show known for turning fighters into clowns. "They're playing the long game," the assistant said, stretching every nerve before weigh-in. Ali's head bowed, not in surrender but in quiet. "Tell Vegas the champ don't perform for jokers." Night spread like oil over the sky. The gym emptied. Ali stayed behind, barefoot, kneeling on his prayer rug in the corner. The buzz of the city outside sounded like the echo of history. He whispered the first words of his prayer. Nothing for victory, nothing for punishment, just one line repeated, "Let me not forget myself in the noise." Back in his hotel, Angelo pored over footage. Reggie in the ring, pounding slow-moving opponents, always clinching, leaning, bruising them with pressure instead of speed. The man didn't dodge. He swallowed blows to wear you down. "He's gonna grind you, champ," Angelo muttered. "Push your back into the ropes and try to drown you in elbows." Ali sat across the room, silent, watching Reggie's eyes. "I've seen that look before," he finally said. "It's not hunger. It's desperation trying to pass as confidence." Morning brought more chaos. Reporters jostled for quotes. Someone asked if Ali forgave Reggie for the comment. "I forgive anybody who ain't been taught better," Ali answered, voice low, "but I won't let him teach others wrong." They twisted it, of course. Headlines the next day. Ali says Reggie don't know better. Fight gets personal. Back in the hotel lobby, a janitor sidled up to Angelo with a whisper. Brody's crew passed a brown envelope to a promoter from Jersey. Saw it with my own eyes. Cash, thick stack, and they were laughing. Ali heard it, didn't speak. Later that day, a woman approached outside the venue, maybe 50 sharp eyes. She handed Ali a small velvet pouch. "My son's been in jail 10 years, she said. "He used to watch you on the little TV in the corner of his cell. Said you made him feel like he wasn't just a mistake. I don't know if that means anything to you, but this was his." Inside the pouch, another bracelet, this one frayed. Ali touched her hand. "It means everything." That night, he prayed again. Knees pressed into the rug. The bruised rib screamed every time he bowed. But he bowed anyway, not to show he could. To remind himself he must. The noise was coming. Reggie's voice was getting louder, microphones stacking up like weapons. Everyone wanted a quote, but Ali didn't speak. He wrote a single line on the mirror in soap. "Not every victory needs blood." Then he unwrapped his hands, slow, deliberate, each pull like peeling off the version of himself they were trying to build. Ali stood under the casino lights, watching them flicker across the windshield of the van that would take him to the arena. The driver was late, but Ali didn't care. He was staring at the people in the parking lot, men in silk shirts flicking cigarette ash on each other's shoes, women clinging to the arms of fighters they barely knew. Everyone dressed for war like it was theater. That's what Vegas did. It wrapped blood in gold and called it legacy. Inside the arena, crews were hanging banners. One of them read, "The one who bows versus the one who breaks." Someone had tried to tear it down, but the tape held. Ali sat on the edge of the bench in the locker room, one boot on, one off, beads of sweat already forming at his temples and neck. Though the fight was hours away, the room wasn't cold. It never was before a fight. The nerves made heat. The silence made sweat. Angelo was pacing. His trainer said he's gonna fight dirty. He said that to a reporter like it was a badge. Ali laced his boots slowly, methodically. "He wants me angry. I can't give him that. If I do, I ain't fighting him. I'm fighting my own fire." Outside, a distant roar swelled. Reggie had arrived. The crowd's noise wasn't cheers. It was something thicker, meaner. A brawl had broken out in the mezzanine. Ali could hear the dull thud of bodies against chairs, the security radios hissing like snakes. This fight wasn't just anticipated, it was already erupting. A security guard knocked, leaned in. They're already chanting. Some of them brought signs that say, "God can't help you." One guy has a pig's head on a stick. Angelo cursed, stood in front of Ali. "We can pull this, champ. We don't need this circus." Ali shook his head. "If I walk away, that chant wins." And it keeps echoing in the next kid's ears. He rose slowly, adjusting the robe over his shoulders. It shimmered just a little, not from sequins or glitter, but from the softness of the fabric, something a woman in Cairo had once made for him after he refused to take a photo with a liquor ad. To protect what's sacred, she'd said, you must wear something pure. The hallway to the ring was dim. Each step thudded in his ears. Each footfall a reminder. The body is here, but the spirit has to follow. Suddenly, a small figure broke through the guards. A hotel bellboy, eyes wide, breath hitching. "Mr. Ali, I saw him, I swear, backstage. Reggie, he was pacing, alone, not angry, crying, saying something about, 'I have to do this, I can't lose again.'" Ali stopped mid-step. "Again?" The boy nodded, like he already lost. "To someone, to something else, not you." Ali stared at the floor for a beat, then looked up and said quietly, "Sometimes men walk into a ring not to win, but to erase what they think they are." The bellboy swallowed. "Is that dangerous?" Ali placed a hand on his shoulder. "It's the most dangerous thing there is." The crowd noise spilled like boiling water as the curtains parted. Light hit his eyes, flashes, screams. The ring gleamed like something out of myth. He stepped toward it. Reggie was already there. Shirtless, chest puffed, locket bouncing on his collarbone. He pointed across the ring with his glove, shouting something no one could quite hear. But Ali read the lips. "Your prayers won't help you." Ali nodded once, not at Reggie, but at the moment. He stepped through the ropes, felt the canvas under his soles, rubber and fabric and sweat like always. But tonight it carried more weight. The announcer's voice boomed. The crowd surged. A woman in the front row screamed, "Kill him, Reggie!" Ali closed his eyes, inhaled. The bell. Round 1. Reggie came like a battering ram. No feeling out, no patience, just raw, hammering force. The first blow slammed into Ali's forearm, vibrating down to his elbow. Then a hook just grazed his temple, fast, faster than he expected. Ali stepped back, guard up, danced to his left, rib aching from the twist. Another swing, another clinch. Elbow. Reggie's elbow jammed into the bruised rib. A burst of white heat in Ali's side, and in that closeness Reggie hissed, "Fall, prophet, let's see your God catch you." Ali twisted free, jaw clenched, vision blurred from the pain. He snapped a jab, short, clean, right between Reggie's eyes. It stopped him, not because of the force, but because it was surgical, precise. The crowd howled, but Ali didn't hear the howling. He heard the crackle of a radio in the hallway earlier that day, the sound of Reggie's muttered desperation. It looped in his brain. "I can't lose again." The bell rang. Back in the corner, Angelo pressed the ice into his ribs. Ali winced. "He's trying to break the body before the mind. Don't let him." Ali looked past him, into the ring where Reggie paced with a smirk and dead eyes. That's when Ali noticed it. Reggie's left shoulder was tighter than his right. Guard slightly off. Every jab from that side came slow, wide. Injury? Maybe. But then came the whisper. A towel boy, not more than 16, leaned into Ali's ear. Saw Reggie's guy wrap the gloves, looked weird, tighter than usual. Might be something under the tape. Ali didn't blink. He just nodded. Then he turned back to Angelo and whispered something so soft, no one else heard it. "I ain't here just to win," and the bell rang again. The second round opened with noise. Too much of it. Not just cheers or jeers, but an avalanche of sound crashing from every side of the arena. It hit Ali in waves like pressure in the lungs before a storm. He blinked sweat from his lashes and moved sideways across the ring, feet light, arms loose. The ribs still flared, but pain was now a rhythm he'd learned to move with, not against. Reggie didn't wait. He lunged like a man trying to grab the edge of a cliff. His right hook missed, but the follow-up slammed into Ali's guard with a crack that drew a gasp from the audience. Ali spun out, jabbed low, checked the shoulder again. Yup, stiff. Reggie was favoring it. Guard high, but motion slow. He was hiding something, or someone was hiding it for him. A clinch. Reggie pressed his weight in, elbows, forearms. The breath between them tasted like iron and salt. "You pray," Reggie rasped, voice almost broken. "But what good's it done?" Ali pushed out of the clinch with a short shove and a jab. He didn't answer. The jab was the answer. By the third minute, Ali's ribs screamed louder than the crowd. Reggie had found the spot. Every time he got in close, he worked it. Not with punches, with digs, grinds, like he was trying to wear a hole through Ali's body into his spirit. Bell. Back in the corner, Angelo poured water down his neck. "He's aiming for the rib, champ. You need to circle wide. Don't let him rope you in." Ali spat red into the bucket. "He's not fighting to win. He's fighting like someone gave him a clock. Angelo froze. You think there's a deal? Before Ali could answer, a shadow leaned over the ropes. One of the arena security guards' face flushed. Sorry to barge in, but someone just told me Reggie's crew's got a side bet, big one, on an early KO, like millions big. Angelo's face went white. Jesus. Ali didn't react, just turned and stared across the ring. Reggie was slumped on his stool, his team buzzing around him, rubbing his shoulder, hiding it behind towels. But his eyes were watching Ali, and they weren't cocky. They weren't even angry. They were scared. Ali stood. No words, just breath. Round 3. Reggie tried to open fast again, but the speed was gone. He swung, but wide. Ali dodged it clean, jabbed once to the temple, and watched Reggie flinch. He was slipping, but Ali didn't chase him. He circled, felt the pain in his side, but kept moving. Reggie lunged again, and Ali ducked under, caught him with a left hook to the ribs that snapped Reggie upright like a puppet. The crowd roared, really roared this time, but Ali tuned it out. He was watching Reggie's face. He saw something. A flicker, a shift, regret. Then came a clinch, quick, desperate. Reggie's breath hitched. Ali whispered, "What are you doing, man?" Reggie didn't answer, but his grip tightened. Ali pushed off. Bell, back to the corner. This time Angelo didn't speak. He just wiped the sweat and stared at the rib bruising turning purple-black beneath Ali's glove line. "Cut the glove," Ali said. "What?" "Cut it. I want to see the bracelet." Angelo didn't argue. A quick snip. The bead bracelet slid into view, pressed against the darkened skin. Ali stared at it. The little brown beads shimmered under the blood and sweat. Across the ring, Reggie sat hunched, staring down at a locket in his palm, the same one that had swung against his chest all night. A trainer tried to take it. He pushed the hand away. Then Ali saw something else. A man near Reggie's corner, suited, watching with his arms crossed, not part of the crew. But Reggie looked at him like a child looks at a father who might leave. Ali leaned back, closed his eyes. A memory hit, not of boxing, of a hospital. A boy in a hospital bed, face burned, asked Ali to visit, could barely speak. "You believe in heaven?" the boy asked. "I do," Ali said. "What do you do when it doesn't feel real?" Ali took the boy's hand. "You live like it is." Now, in Vegas, under thousands of eyes and more lies than lights, he opened his again. Round 4 was coming, and something inside him shifted. He no longer wanted to win. He wanted to witness. The bell cracked through the air like a judge's gavel, and round 4 began with weight, not just of muscle, but of meaning. Ali stepped forward, not fast, not flashy, but measured, like each inch of movement mattered more than the last. Across from him, Reggie Brody staggered upright, chest slick with sweat, locket sticking to his skin, his left arm barely lifted. The crowd couldn't see it yet, but Ali could. The man was breaking, and not just at the shoulder. Reggie lunged, a sloppy overhand right that missed by a foot. Ali didn't counter. He pivoted, jabbed low to test the distance, and saw Reggie's knees twitch, weak. But then came the clinch. Again. Reggie's body crashed into Ali's like a drowning man grabbing driftwood, elbow into the rib, sharp this time, deliberate. Ali grunted. Then, voice low, breath steady, he said, "That pain don't scare me." Reggie didn't answer, but Ali felt it in the grip. He was slipping. The ref stepped in, broke the hold. Reggie stumbled back like he'd been caught stealing something. Ali circled, another jab, another crack across Reggie's guard, still no counter. Then the sound, not from the crowd, from ringside, someone yelling but not a chant, a name. "Isaac!" It cut through the noise. Reggie froze. Ali saw it. The break. The name didn't come from his corner. It came from the 5th row. A woman, her voice raw, screamed again, "Isaac, don't do this!" Reggie blinked. He wasn't in the ring for a second. He was somewhere else. Wherever Isaac was real. Ali threw a punch. Light. Tap to the cheek. Reggie didn't react. The bell ended the round. Back in the corner, Angelo pressed ice to Ali's ribs. He's fading. You could take him now, champ. Ali didn't look at him. He looked at Reggie's corner. They weren't talking to him anymore. They were yelling, furious. A cutman slapped his cheek. Another shoved a water bottle in his face. And the man in the suit, gone, his chair empty. Ali leaned forward. He's not fighting for them anymore. What's that mean? It means I gotta make sure he walks out of this. Angelo flinched. Champ, don't carry him. That's not your job. Ali met his eyes. Tonight it is. Round 5. Reggie moved like someone walking uphill through mud. Each step labored. His jab came late. His hook was wide. Ali could have ended it with a 3-punch combo. Easy. Crowd wanted it. They chanted not names but violence now. They wanted blood. Ali stepped in. Crack. Left hook to the ribs. Reggie doubled. Uppercut. Light. Just enough to snap his head back. Then he saw it. A photo. Sliding under the bottom rope. Crumpled. Someone tossed it from the front row. Ali glanced down. It was Reggie, younger, in a church pew, next to a man in military uniform, hand resting on a Bible. The corner of the photo read, Isaac Jr., 1968. Ali felt his lungs clench. He stepped back. Reggie was still hunched. Guard up, but soft. Ali circled, jabbed the air. Who's Isaac? He asked, voice low. Reggie didn't answer, but his eyes flicked to the crowd. Ali backed off. Let the round end. Bell. Back to the corner. Angelo threw his towel against the wall. You pulling punches now? I'm pulling something off him, a weight. Angelo paced, furious. You give him too much mercy, and he's gonna land one shot and rewrite the night. Ali's face stayed calm. Then I'll take that shot, but I won't take his soul. Suddenly, a young girl ran up beside their corner. Security tried to stop her. She slipped through, held up something wrapped in tissue. A bracelet, another one. Ali took it, unwrapped it slowly. Inside, a child's handwriting. He's not bad, he's just scared. L. Ali stared at it for a long time. Then he put it next to the first one. Round 6 was waiting, and Ali stood, ready to protect more than his record. Round 6 didn't start with a bang. It started with a hesitation, one that only the tuned ear could hear. The bell rang, but neither man exploded forward. Ali stepped lightly, testing the air, eyes locked on Reggie, whose movements were a beat behind, like a fighter remembering steps he no longer believed in. His gloves were up, but barely. The left shoulder drooped. The locket still clung to his chest, but now it looked heavier, like it wasn't hanging. It was holding him down. Ali closed the gap slowly, no rush. His ribs still ached sharp when he twisted, but the pain had shape now. It wasn't chaos. It was familiar, something he'd invited in and decided to live with. Reggie threw a jab, wild, slow. Ali slipped it and stepped left, landing a soft tap on the jaw. Not a punch, a signal. Reggie blinked. The crowd didn't get it. They screamed for violence, but this wasn't about blood anymore. Another swing from Reggie, another miss. His gloves skimmed the air like a tired prayer. Ali leaned in during the clinch and whispered, "What do you need from this?" Reggie didn't answer, but he didn't throw an elbow this time. That said more than words. Ref broke them up. Reggie swayed. In the corner, his team barked orders. Move your feet. Throw the damn hook. Fight, Reggie. But he wasn't hearing them. He was watching the front row now, searching, maybe for the girl, maybe for the voice that called him Isaac. Ali saw it happen. The shift. Reggie wasn't here for the belt. He wasn't here for pride anymore either. He was chasing forgiveness and didn't know how to ask for it. Midway through the round, Ali landed a clean combo, body, head, shoulder. Nothing devastating, just enough to test the bones. Reggie grunted, backed up, gloves loose, mouth open, but he didn't fall. He looked Ali in the eyes and for the first time didn't speak. No taunt, no jab at his faith, just silence. Bell. Back in the corner, Angelo didn't speak. He just handed him the second bracelet, the one from the girl. Ali wrapped it around the first. They clicked softly together, wood against wood, like a quiet amen. Then came a sound, not from the arena, not from the crowd. A sob. Somewhere near Reggie's corner, a woman, late 50s maybe, head wrapped in a silk scarf, both hands clutched to her chest. Ali didn't ask. He knew. Round 7. Ali started fast, not to finish it, but to see what Reggie had left. A jab landed, then a hook to the shoulder. Reggie winced, staggered, threw a half-hearted counter that missed by a mile. Ali waited for the clinch, and it came. But this time Reggie said something. "Quiet, horse. I didn't want this. They said if I didn't fight you, the debt would fall on her." Ali froze in the clinch. "Her?" "My mom." Ali leaned his forehead against Reggie's shoulder for half a second. The crowd couldn't see the tears, but they could feel something shift. Reggie shoved him back, not hard, just enough to reset the moment. He threw a wide hook, missed, again. Ali circled, jabbed, stepped in, and caught something new. A hand signal. From a man at ringside, middle-aged, flashy watch, slick hair. He tapped his chest 3 times and pointed at Reggie. Ali's stomach turned. He'd seen that before, back in the day. Illegal cards, fixed rounds, timed slips. He kept his distance the rest of the round. Didn't chase, didn't corner. Let the clock tick. Bell. In the corner, Angelo whispered, "That man out there, I recognize him. He's in with the old Philly crowd. Fights go sideways when he shows up." Ali didn't respond. He just turned and stared at Reggie, who now looked more like a man waiting for something to fall than someone ready to throw hands. He was unraveling, and Ali knew. The fight might be the safest place left for him. One more round, and the truth would show its face. Round 8 didn't roar in, it crawled. Ali rose from his stool slowly, not out of fatigue, but awareness. The silence between bell and movement told him everything. This wasn't just a fight anymore. It was exposure, like peeling layers off a man who had worn too many lies too long. And Reggie, he was unraveling with each breath. He stepped forward on stiff legs, left arm dragging slightly. His gloves were up, but his elbows flared like someone who'd forgotten where to hold tension. Ali didn't move in immediately. He waited, watched, measured how much was left in the tank and how much was just pride pretending to be will. Reggie threw a punch, ugly, wide. It hit nothing. Ali snapped a jab, not heavy, just contact, enough to test Reggie's balance. The man stumbled back, reset, but his eyes darted left, to the apron. That man in the suit had returned, leaned over the ropes, lips moving. The hand signals again. Tap, tap, point. Ali had had enough. He clinched. Reggie collapsed into him like a falling shelf. Not resistance, just gravity. And in the press of their bodies, Ali whispered, "Who's paying you to fall?" Reggie's chest stuttered with breath. "They said 3 rounds ago, if I don't drop, it's done. They got my house, my mother's nursing bills. They bought the debt." Ali could feel it in him. The exhaustion that wasn't from punches. The shame that made the body heavier than any glove. The ref broke them apart. Ali circled, let seconds bleed. The crowd grew louder again. Confused, angry. They wanted blood, not stalling. Then someone in the front row screamed, "Redeem yourself." Ali heard it and saw Reggie's knees tremble. The phrase wasn't about the fight. It was about the choice. Midway through the round, Reggie lunged. A final attempt. He swung wild, left arm barely participating. A right grazed Ali's shoulder, then a hook, but Ali wasn't there. He ducked, slid behind, tapped the ribs, light, controlled. He didn't hit the man. He held the lie in place long enough to make Reggie face it. The bells saved them both. In the corner, Angelo looked pale. What's happening? Ali drank, spoke softly. He's not trying to beat me. He's trying not to disappear. Suddenly, a trainer from Reggie's corner bolted out of the ring area, shouting into a walkie-talkie. Security moved. Something was breaking down outside the ropes now. But inside the ring, Ali was locked in. And then it came. A runner, barely 16, broke protocol and ducked under the ropes during the break. Security missed him. He sprinted to Ali's corner and shoved something into Angelo's hand. A folded note, scribbled handwriting. Angelo hesitated, then opened it. Ali read it over his shoulder. Please don't hurt him. He didn't want this. They threatened me too. L. Ali didn't ask who L was. He looked across the ring at Reggie, now seated, hunched, his trainer pressing ice to his neck, his gloves limp in his lap. The locket had come loose, swinging on its chain. His mouth moved like he was whispering to someone who wasn't there. Ali stood. Round 9 was waiting, and the entire arena seemed to know it. The energy shifted. Less cheering now, more stillness, as if everyone sensed the crossroads had come. Not in a knockout, not in a belt being raised, but in whatever was about to unfold next. Ali stepped forward. Reggie followed, slower, dragging his feet. They met in the center. Ali lifted his gloves. Reggie didn't. And the bell rang. Round 9 wasn't a round. It was confession under lights. They moved toward each other like men drawn not by rivalry, but gravity, two worlds collapsing into the same orbit. The crowd didn't chant. Not now. There was a hush, the kind that's louder than screaming, the kind that makes every footstep sound like thunder, the kind that tells you this moment matters. Ali kept his gloves up. He had to. His rib burned like a coal had been stitched into him. Every breath grazing fire. Sweat pooled under his eyes, blurring the edges of Reggie's figure, but the center stayed sharp, those eyes, drenched in something deeper than fatigue. There was no hate in them anymore. There was surrender. Reggie raised his right, feebly. His left didn't move. The punch came slow, a token gesture. Ali stepped aside, didn't counter. Could have, didn't. His feet moved without thought, years of instinct guiding him like a second soul. He landed a jab to the chest, light, flat, like knocking on a door that shouldn't be opened. Reggie didn't respond. He just took it. Ali circled, watching the locket swing again. His gloves dropped for a breath of a second, just enough to draw Reggie in, if there was any will left. There wasn't. Reggie stumbled, fell to one knee. No punch caused it. The crowd gasped. Cameras clicked. A ripple ran through the arena like glass cracking from the center. The ref hesitated, unsure. Ali took a step forward but didn't press. Reggie looked up, not at Ali, but past him, into the crowd, to the front row, where that same woman, the one who had shouted his real name, Isaac, stood with her hands over her mouth. And beside her now, a child. Small frame, holding a sketchbook. Ali's breath caught. Reggie's mouth moved again, lips trembling. Ali stepped in, not to finish, to listen. I didn't know how to stop it, Reggie whispered. They told me if I lasted 9, the debt would go. They said I'd never have to fight again. Ali leaned closer. And if you lost before that, they'd take everything, even her. He was crying now, not from pain, from knowing it was already too late. The ref moved to break it, count or call or something, but Ali raised one glove, not in protest, in stillness. Then something soft touched his glove from behind. The child had gotten through security, slipped under the ropes, and in his little fist, a folded drawing. Ali crouched, took it carefully. It was scribbled, crooked, urgent, a portrait of Reggie with a woman, holding hands. Underneath, he used to smile. Ali didn't look at Reggie then. He looked at the child. What's your name? He asked, voice hoarse. Liam, the boy whispered. Ali nodded. Go back to your mom. Liam ran. Reggie hadn't moved. Ali stood, ribs screaming, faith burning steady. Then he reached out, not to punch, but to lift. He grabbed Reggie by the forearm, pulled. Their eyes locked, and Reggie didn't resist. He rose, not like a boxer, like a man remembering he was still one. The bell rang, end of the round. The crowd didn't erupt, they just stood. Some clapped, others didn't know what to do. They'd come for a war. They got something harder. Mercy. Ali walked to his corner in silence. He sat down, closed his eyes, and felt for the first time that night no weight on his shoulders. Only two bracelets clinking softly against each other. Ali didn't speak between rounds. Angelo didn't try. The silence between them wasn't cold. It was sacred, a kind of reverence passed between trainer and fighter, when both knew they were standing in a ring that no longer belonged to sport. Not anymore. Across the way, Reggie sat slumped, shoulders rounded forward like the past had caught up and was resting on his spine. His corner team hovered like vultures, unsure if the thing before them was still breathing. No more orders, no more threats. Just motionless panic, the kind that comes when control slips and humanity returns. The crowd didn't chant when round 10 started. It wasn't just fatigue, they were watching something they couldn't label. No one paid for tickets to witness grace, but they got it anyway. Ali stood slow, careful. His rib was a dull roar now, radiating down into his hip, but he welcomed it. It reminded him he was still here, still inside the fire. He walked to the center without flair. Reggie followed, feet dragging, eyes clearer than they'd been all night. They touched gloves. No ref ordered it. No cameras captured it well. But it happened. Ali raised his guard. Reggie did the same. Then something different. Reggie threw a jab. Clean. Straight. No malice, no manipulation, just muscle memory, finally unshackled from shame. Ali caught it on the glove. Returned a jab. Then another. Reggie moved. Not fast, but correctly. Pivoted. Slipped a hook that came slower than usual. Landed one to the ribs, not the injured one. Ali smiled. Not big, but enough. They exchanged like that, 30 seconds, maybe less, before Reggie's shoulder buckled. The left one. He stepped back, eyes flaring with pain. Ali didn't press. Instead, he held, literally. He stepped forward, arms down, and caught Reggie before the man dropped. Supported his weight. The ref rushed in, confused, gesturing wildly. Ali spoke only once. Stop it. The ref hesitated. Angelo barked from the corner. Listen to him. And then it was over. No knockout. No count. Just Ali holding Reggie Brody upright as the crowd of 19,000 people slowly stood. There was no anthem. No confetti. Only a strange quiet broken by scattered applause, as if the audience were unsure whether they'd just witnessed defeat or deliverance. The ring announcer fumbled his words, called it a TKO, medical stoppage. Ali didn't listen. He was still holding Reggie. Reggie looked up, eyes glossy. I didn't know how to stop being angry, he whispered. Ali nodded, voice low. You just did. The medics came in. Gurney ready. Reggie waved them off with one hand. The other still held that locket, clenched so tight his knuckles went white. And as he limped to his corner, supported by two cutmen and something invisible but stronger than both, a single chant rose. Not Ali, not Brody, just one word, over and over again from the front row. Grace. Ali sat back on his stool, unwrapped his gloves himself. Each twist of tape a ceremony. Angelo said nothing, just placed a towel over his shoulders and stood behind him. Ali looked at the crowd, at the lights, at nothing, and smiled. You hear that? He asked softly. Angelo nodded. Yeah. They finally saw the fight. After the 10th, everything slowed. Ali didn't shower right away. He stayed in the locker room long after the cameras left. The crew had packed. The ring was half disassembled, but he sat still on the bench, with the towel still around his neck. The bracelets were still on his wrist, wet with blood and sweat, now drying into something that felt permanent. Across the room, the door creaked open. It wasn't Angelo. It was Reggie. No entourage, no press, no cameras. Just him. He moved slow, still in fight trunks, and a loose warm-up jacket someone had thrown over his shoulders. His left arm hung limp. His face was battered, one eye almost shut. But he walked like someone who knew why he was still upright. Ali didn't speak. Reggie sat on the opposite bench. Silence filled the room like fog. Then, "She named me Isaac after her father," Reggie said. "But I started going by Reggie in middle school. Thought it sounded tougher." Ali nodded once. "Fists are easy to name. Souls take longer." Reggie chuckled, painfully. "You hit lighter than I thought you would." Ali's voice was low. "I hit the lie, not the man." Reggie looked up, lip quivering. "Why didn't you finish it? You could have knocked me into tomorrow." Ali leaned forward. "Because you weren't my enemy." A beat passed. The fluorescent lights above flickered slightly. The building breathed. "I thought if I beat you," Reggie said, "I'd be free. I thought I'd prove something to everyone who said I'd never be more than the kid with the borrowed gloves." Ali looked at him steady. "Sometimes the only way to win is to let go of the fight." Reggie pulled something from his jacket pocket. A photo. Crumpled. The same one that had been thrown into the ring earlier. Him, the woman, the church pew. He held it out. Ali took it gently. "She wrote to you once," Reggie said. "Years ago, after your exile. She said you gave her hope that if you could lose everything and still stand tall, maybe she could too." Ali traced the edge of the photo with his thumb. "Do you know what I saw in your eyes?" Reggie asked. Ali waited. Reggie exhaled. "Mercy." Ali stood. The bracelets clinked again. "Mercy's just truth without the punishment," he said. "You gave it to yourself tonight. I just stood still long enough for you to see it." Reggie's head fell into his hands. His shoulders shook, not loud, not broken, just release. Years of rage, debt, pride, all leaking out in silence. Ali didn't touch him. He walked to the door, then paused. "You should visit her," he said. "Not the woman who came tonight, the one from the photo. She still lives in you." Reggie didn't look up, but his hand curled around the locket on his chest. Ali stepped into the hallway. The press surged toward him like waves. Flashes, shouts. But he didn't speak. He walked through them like a man not running from the fight, but walking beyond it. Outside, the night was thick with electricity. Not from the storm in the sky, there wasn't one, but from the quiet storm he'd left behind. Ali walked alone through the back exit. No entourage, no flashing lights now. Just the sound of footsteps on wet asphalt and the weight of something finished. Not a victory, not a loss. Something deeper. A girl waited by the curb. No more than 10. Holding her sketchbook, the one he'd seen ringside. Ali stopped. She looked up at him, eyes wide but not scared. "You knew," she said, "didn't you?" Ali crouched, one knee screaming beneath him. "Knew what, little one?" "That he wasn't angry at you, just scared." Ali smiled. "Not big, just enough to fold the corners of his face." "Fear doesn't make someone bad, just human." She handed him a page from her book, a new drawing. It was him, not in the ring, not with fists raised, but sitting on a bench, hands folded, looking up at the sky. Ali looked at the drawing for a long moment, then nodded. "You're good," she shrugged. "I only draw what I see." He stood, looked out into the night. "I think he'll be okay," she said softly. Ali didn't answer, just turned toward the street where his car waited, but he didn't get in. Instead, he walked, past the lights, past the headlines already being written in newsrooms. Ali wins on TKO. No knockout, no problem. They'd miss it. They'd miss the moment he saw a man fall without being broken, the moment he chose not to finish what the world expected. He passed a newsstand, his photo already plastered across a tabloid's front page. Gloves raised, the usual. but behind it, tucked halfway into the rack, was a church bulletin. He pulled it out. Inside, a folded note. No name, just 5 words. "You fought for both of us." Ali exhaled, folded it gently, and placed it into his coat pocket. He walked into the dark streetlight behind him, casting a long, steady shadow. Not a champion tonight. Something else. Something freer. And somewhere back in the city, in a quiet room, Reggie Brody, Isaac to those who once knew him, sat with a bracelet in his palm and a photograph in his lap. And for the first time in years, he wasn't afraid. He was forgiven. And Ali? He kept walking. Toward morning. Toward silence. Toward peace.